is TNG Street Rider, and I am back once again with another Marvel Heroes gameplay highlights, this time featuring Captain America. So, this time we're back with Captain America because he is once again one of the characters that is receiving their level 52 rework, and we're going to start this off by taking a look at some of his changes. So the first thing you'll notice is that there's a couple new skills in the tree, as well as his shiny new signature power. Let's take a look at some of the newer powers first. And those powers fall in the Shield Slinger tree. They are Airborne Assault, which unfortunately I honestly was a little bit let down. The Gazillion seems to be recycling the I guess it was originally one of Iron Man's powers called Death from Above. I believe Ms. Marvel also had it, but they're pretty much putting it on every character nowadays. I can tell you right now, Nightcrawler has it, Captain America now has it. Who else? Ghost Rider has it now. Ms. Marvel, Iron Man. I mean, it really is the same power that they're putting on every hero, and they're kind of just putting small twists on the power, which really doesn't even differentiate it enough. And the cooldown unfortunately doesn't really make it that useful in my opinion either, although it does do an incredible amount of damage. So that will be up to each of you if you really want to use the power. Another one of his new powers is Torqued Shield Throw. He takes his shield and he spins it all around him. It's actually pretty cool looking, and it does do a nice stun. Costs a decent amount of spirit. It's also cooldown based, but the cooldown is only 6 seconds, so it's not that big of a deal. I have actually only put 1 point into it because, to be completely honest with you, the only reason I've even taken the 2 new powers is just so I could show you guys them. I do not think that I would take them on live because unfortunately, even with his level 52 rework, you'll find that Captain America is still severely point starved, and the main reason for that is that he still has 3 passives that you have to invest in, or you either have to decide to leave one of the passives out. His 3 passives are now Indestructible Shield, Combat Prowess, and Shield Expertise. And I believe they're all the same. Let me just take a look at the patch notes. But yeah, I'm not seeing anything specifically changed with them. There's passive powers. You have to have them in order to make him as effective as possible. An Indestructible Shield is one that I think pretty much everyone will agree with. You cannot pass this one up. It is all of his defense. It is his projectile deflection. It's his Thorn ability, which, if you don't know what Thorn means, it means that when you get hit with a melee power or a power, you deal damage back to the attacker. It has all of that all in one power. So really, I think Indestructible Shield is going to be his power that everyone has to have regardless. One of his other powers in this tree is Shield Expertise. It gives bonus damage to thrown powers, which most of his shield powers are now labeled thrown. So Shield Toss, Shield Bounce, which I love, my favorite one. What else is there? Okay, Airborne Assault and Torque Shield have also been tagged as thrown. So anything that involves his shield, you're going to get a damage bonus rating on that. And then all the melee powers for the next 8 seconds will also get bonus damage rating. It's a very good power to have if you're going for a more offensive based Captain America. But if you're going for a more defensive based Captain America, you will unfortunately have to pass this power up because you will be point starved, which sucks. You know, it's one thing they've managed to consolidate passives successfully on other characters like Hawkeye and Ghost Rider and Miss Marvel, but on Captain America, they seem to not have enough. Well, they seem to be too much going at each power, so they've unfortunately had to leave that as is with his three passives. And of course, combat prowess gives crit rating, damage rating, and damage negated 15% for 4.8 seconds when you hit with a melee power. Very useful. I've gone ahead and maxed it out as well as indestructible shield, and I think most people will actually do the same in that regard. Now onto his basic attacks. Heroic Strike hasn't changed, same functionality. Shield Swipe has become a basic attack, and it now actually hits everything in a 360 circle around him. Very useful for tank based Captain Americas, which I am not. I'm actually more damage based. But Shield Swipe with Patriot's Challenge, which was moved from, I believe it was in the Living Legends tree, it was actually moved to the Super Soldier tree. Those two skills are fantastic together because you'll be able to taunt everything and then hit everything around you, no problem. Other than that, we have Shield Strike, which received a new animation, which is actually the passive that the melee basic that I am using, so I will be able to show you that. We have Vibranium Bash, which deals the extra damage on bosses, and we have Leaping Strike, which is replacing Vault Strike. I'm sorry, not Vault Strike. It's replacing Vault in functionality, because Leaping Strike will now get you over terrain. So Vault has been completely eliminated. So some people liked Vault, some people preferred to use Heroic Charge as kind of a movement power anyway. I was one of the Heroic Charge people, so Vault disappearing doesn't really bother me as much. So we're going to take a look at my build. It is Shield Strike, this is a new animation. It's pretty spiffy, has a decent arc on it, and deals the bonus crit rating. Decent attack speed. It could be a little bit faster in my opinion, but it is definitely a great power for a crit or damage based Captain America. We have Airborne Assault. This is one of his new powers that I was talking about. It's basically Iron Man, death from above, but take a look at it. So, nice animation on it, very impactful, as is all of the variations of this power. But again, little uninspired, I think, design-wise, for them to just kind of throw it on another character. But what are you going to do? Shield Bounce has not changed much. The only thing that has changed is that it will now do a maximum of 7 bounces at all ranks. So even if you only have 1 point in it, you still get the 7 bounces, which is nice because they used to start at 1 bounce and then go up from there. You don't have to worry about that. You get better functionality at all ranks, and you get a lot more damage from it as well. Leaping Strike is one of the new skills that I was telling you about. That replaces Vault. Basically, it jumps within a certain distance to where your mouse pointer is, and it will vault over things. So that's a very nice power. Heroic Charge, pretty much unchanged. Torque Shield Throw is one of his new skills as well. Take a look at that. Again, he just throws the shield around him, does the stun, and it does hit everything up to 2 times. Now it says that it hits it twice every time. I haven't seen that yet, but it could just be my eyes not keeping track of it. And then of course I've gone ahead and picked his Invigorating Shout, which I will turn on here, and Vibranium Bash. There we go. That's what Vibranium Bash looks like. Not much has really changed in that regard. He does, of course, have a new ultimate, Avengers Assemble. His old ultimate is now his signature power, which is really nice. But I don't think I'll put this on E. Time to stand up and fight. I don't think that's a new animation. Let me know if that's a new animation in the comment section, but I don't believe that it is. I think it's the same. It does have a 1-minute cooldown now, so it's not, I mean, you can use it a lot more frequently, and it does pretty much all the same things, except for reviving teammates. The only thing that revives teammates now is his ultimate Avengers Assemble, which I will of course show you later on the boss fight. So here we go. Why are these so weak? I think I derped. Give me 1 second, guys. We get to look at the nice little loading screen. So red terminal. Okay, here we go. Sorry about that. Turn on my shout. But as you can see, he does, when you build him for offense like I did, he does take a decent amount of damage. He can be durable, don't get me wrong. I just haven't built him for that, and I can't speak to that because I'm not part of a raiding guild or anything like that. So I don't build any of my characters for damage, to be completely honest with you guys. But his shield bounce is really nice, and I'm stuck. There we go. And I mean, so far what I've seen with the reworks is that they've been hit or miss. If you watched my Ms. Marvel video, her core mechanics were kind of changed, and most people find it to be a great rework. I actually liked it, but there were others that were unfortunately very upset and were not pleased with the rework itself. Hawkeye's rework I think is fantastic. Emma Frost, her rework was fantastic. This one, I think people will kind of wanted more out of it, especially since, you know, his popularity is probably going to soar with the new movie that he has coming out, but I don't think that they've kind of done enough. I mean, here I am dying on the red tier 4, and it's only a shocker, so it's not even like I'm on one of the highest difficulty ones. So I feel that his rework honestly is a little underwhelming. So it's nice if you already have the character, but this rework wouldn't make me go out of my way to purchase Captain America, if that makes sense. You know, like I don't feel that they've done enough to warrant, you know, spending shards on him if you don't already have him or something like that. That said, he does have a lot of different build options. I can definitely say that, and he has more varied skill trees, I would say. Although whether that's positive or negative is yet to be seen. Again, because I feel that he's highly point starved, and with new content coming that is going to be very, I don't know how to say this, but it's going to be very build based. Like, if you're part of a raiding guild in any MMO, if you have been part of them, you'll know that your build matters a lot, because it's not just your time that you're wasting suddenly, it's all the people in your group's time. And his shouts are great buffs, don't get me wrong, they're great team-wide buffs, but I don't know if they're powerful enough to warrant taking him over someone like Cyclops. I mean, yes, they fulfill different roles technically, because Cyclops is a ranged character, obviously, and he is Captain America is supposed to be more of like a melee tank. But why wouldn't you just bring a Cyclops and a Hulk, you know, instead of having a character that has a little bit of an identity crisis right now? You know, is he DPS? Is he support? Is he a tank? I know what he's supposed to be and what he's capable of doing, but again, the rework is not going to fix his point star problem, and I am taking a lot of damage here, unfortunately. There we go. And I feel like you guys are watching me play him. I'm playing him kind of like a range character because I'm afraid of taking too much damage and dying, and it seems really weird for Captain America. I mean, especially for a character that is supposed to be getting a rework to eliminate these problems. I find that the problems are more prevalent than they were pre-rework, and I'm not quite sure what the villain was going for on this, because his powers and stuff were definitely not consolidated enough for me. I think the new animations that they put in are great, don't get me wrong, but I don't see where, and I died, I don't see where he's supposed to fall now in terms of power. I feel he's significantly weaker than other tanks by far. I feel that his damage is admirable, but not the most amazing. I don't know. I feel that he's been put into a weird spot with this remake. But enough of my rambling. Let me go ahead and trigger the ultimate to show you guys Avengers Assemble. So you can actually control the beam that Iron Man shoots at you. Really, really great new ultimate. It really looks pretty. It does amazing amount of damage, and is actually one of the coolest things about the rework, in my opinion. Again, I don't mean to sound negative towards Gazillion, because I know that they worked hard on this, and I know that they'll continue to work hard on future updates to the Captain. But I feel that he was really uninspired when it comes to the changes that they've made. They've kind of just added in new skills that were just skills on other characters and rehashed them, and they consolidated his passives, but unfortunately did not consolidate them enough to take care of his point starving problem, and it's really, really unfortunate. But overall, Captain America is still a solid character. He's just not going to be the tank that I feel he once was a few patches ago, and I think it will take some time before he gets back up to that power level, which is unfortunate. So I hope you enjoyed this level 52 review. Unfortunately, not all of them can be positive, but you know, the Super Soldier is one of your favorite characters. Please do not be discouraged. Play him, form your own opinions, let me know if I'm flat out wrong. I encourage the interactivity, but from what I've experienced with Captain America, this rework was necessary but not completely ready. So take that for what you will. My name is TNG Street Rider. I'll see you guys next time.